Hello guys, sorry I didn't post for the last few days. I'm really sorry, but I'm back, better as ever. And today we'll be doing a new what if. Not a new what if, we'll be doing a what if that I should be continuing. You know me, what if Naruto was an uchiha? Come on, get your blaze. Yeah. Like, subscribe, turn on all notifications. And subscribe to the Anime Beast Frenzies. Not the okay. I don't know. Anime Beast family or frenzy? I can just call it frenzies. Yeah. Let's get into this what if. We start off with Naruto. We start this what if off after we left off when Naruto protected the Hidden Leaf by using Kuruma's chakra and sucking half of the and using his Mangekyo Kamui to literally suck half of the Tail Beast Bomb away. You're probably like, how does he have that much chakra? Kurama. And Minito had that weird Keke, and he has full Uchiha blood. Since Minito had the Keke Genkai. Not really Keke Genkai, is a type of thing that happens when you're pure blood. Uchiha. So Naruto still has his Uzumaki. He still has some Uzumaki powerful weird chakra. So yeah. So I start off with the mashed out Naruto who passed out due to chakra disaster. Samui looks at him. She then picks Naruto up after she saved him from Shikaku, and after Naruto saved her from Shikaku, after Shikaku tried killing a lot of people with the Tail Beast Bomb, and then he knocked out Gaara, and then he did the old Naruto Takano Jutsu. She walks off, putting Naruto in her arms, running as fast as she could towards the village. She arrives at the village. Then she starts running towards the hospital. She's still in the Leaf Village. Yeah, that's Samui. Samui is running all day, running to her hospital, and she makes it. Once she gets there, there's a lot of people are sitting down. A lot only shinobis, and a lot of civilians as well. One man even has a bandage and a broken. One man rushes in with blood on his head, leg, and has a broken arm, and he's screaming. Samui's like, who the hell did this? Meanwhile, she has no time to lose. Naruto's knocked out. He's sleeping in her arms. She rushes towards the nurse, and she says, can you please help my friend? Naruto, who's still sleeping, this man, he's unfazed. And meanwhile, Sasuke is getting carried by Sakura and Ino right behind him. Yeah. And then Naruto's like, then I don't know, Naruto wakes up in his mindscape. He's the Kyuubi, and he's like, thanks for helping me. The Kyuubi says, well, of course I had to help you. Well, next time. The Kyuubi says, well, next time, don't allow me to help you then. Okay, Kyuubi. So now can I get up? Fine, I'll heal you, kid. Since we're the only two people here. Since I have to, because if you die, I die. And secondly, I had to sign a contract with your mom, so I do not want to get my tail chopped off. So, yeah, I do have to. I don't know, Naruto's wound, back in the real world, the nurse says, I can't help him. He's already fine. It's like he's not. And then everyone just comes, another nurse comes and says, why would we help that demon brat anyway? What do you mean demon brat? And then Naruto's eyes shoot open right at the sight of that. He's like, that was a good nap. Naruto says while he's stretching, shocking every single person in the room. The nurse is like, so demon brat, you're not dead after all. Then I shall complete what the Hokage started. And then Naruto's like, the fourth Hokage. Naruto then, as soon as the lady tries hitting him, out of nowhere, she gets warped away. She gets warped away with her kunai. Her kunai gets warped away. Her kunai gets warped away. Out of thin air, like her kunai is just gone. And then Naruto's like, you tried to kill me. Nice try. Nice try, but you can't kill me. That'll take a lot. You need at least 10 high-ranking Konoha Jonin to kill me. But you're just a chunin, so there's no need to be afraid of you. Naruto jumps off from the bed and just walks off. And the lady, who right now is trapped in a genjutsu, shivering at the sight she sees. She sees the nine tails eye in the moon. And then after she sees she sees herself hung on a cross like a crucifix. And she sees all her family members who died in the Nine Tails attack coming to her and torturing her. Which anyone will pretty much feel like they're ripping themselves apart. Then after she sees a ton of people haunting her all day, so knocked out nurse. Naruto walking away. Nurse who's confused. Samui who's pretty relieved. And a sleeping knocked out Sasuke who just pops out of bed out of nowhere. He's like, oh, that was a good nap. Everyone's sweat just drops again. Everyone's sweat just drops, realizing that Sasuke and Naruto just came up like there wasn't even a fight happening. Meanwhile, Naruto goes off, unwraps the bandages, and one of the nurses, let's call herself Tsuruki. Yeah, I'm gonna call her that. She then says, "You're not going anywhere. You do know that." And Naruto's like, "Of course I am." And then Tsuruki just gets so fiery eyes, a big gaze at Naruto with dead seriousness. You know how Kushina does that? Yeah. And she's like, "You're not going anywhere until your wounds heal." And he's like, "My wounds already healed." "Then stay here, you gotta rest." It's like, "But I still gotta train." And then after Naruto pulls off his bandages, revealing his wounds are gone, and he's like, "Can I go now?" He's like, "No, you're staying here until I finish checking you up and approve you for leaving." And then Naruto starts running as fast as he can, blitzing past medics, grabs his stuff, katana, sword, and all his clothes, and dashes off at a deafening rate, and runs right past Lee, who's like, "Where the hell is that dude going?" And Naruto's running. Right behind him is a lady holding an injection with the needle. Holding a needle that is 2 inches long. And she's like, "Come back here. Not to me, do an injection. I have to check you up." He's like, "Never." Then he runs into someone's. Then he runs into someone, and then he says, "What is this? Where am I? Everything's dark." And then he pops his head right out. It turns out he bumped into Saruki, who was Sidiki's twin sister. And she's like, he gulps. Meanwhile, Saruki grabs this man, Like she was grabbing a barrel and starts carrying him all the way to the room. Like she's only holding Naruto with one arm. Like you know how that yeah, she's only holding Naruto with one arm like wrapped around her waist. So yeah, so Naruto is tied up with ropes and he's like, "Hey, let me go. Let me go. Let me go." And then he's like, "First of all, we have to check you up." And then Naruto's like, "Hey, let me go." Everyone's like, "Huh?" Everyone's confused what is happening. Then Naruto's like, "Let me go." And Naruto disappears again and runs off and gets caught by Sadiki again. And he's like, "Let me go." And this time he has chains wrapped around him. Then everyone's sweat just drops even more. And they're just looking so confused that they can't explain what's happening. Meanwhile, this bat is trying to escape constantly. Then he's like, "I have to do it." He's like, "What?" And then she's like, "What do you think you're doing? You're not gonna do it." Then Naruto says, "Mangekyo Sharingan." And then after he's like, "Kamui." Then after Naruto just says, "Mangekyo Sharingan, Kamui." And I don't know what happens. He gets warped away. Yes, Naruto has a Kamui. He gets warped away and everyone's just confused. And Naruto warps back into the room. In the room everyone is in, and then he warps away again, and he's like, and then he warps right beside Soruki, and Soruki just like, "Well, that was easy." And Naruto's like, wait, but I really need to work on my Kamui now. And he disappears into his mind dimension. And Saruki comes with them, and she's like, "I'm gonna get you," ignoring the fact that she's right now sitting upon floating cubes. As she tries to desperately get Naruto. Kamui, wait. Kamui, Naruto says, and she's eventually trapped in a storage seal. And then Naruto lets her out. And she starts chasing it all day. Like, I mean, this man running. He's running like his life depends on it. Then he makes a quick motion. He makes a quick dash towards the room door again. And it continues and continues all day. Everyone gets tired. We skip 2 days later. Naruto's sitting outside, sitting on top of his bed, and the doctors, he was extracted from the hospital, meaning he's already finished healing and treatment. And Soruki says, "Never come back here again. If you do, I will make sure you get disciplined. I don't care if you were wounded or had a big injury that can probably kill a human with one strike. I will teach you a lesson." And Naruto gulps and runs off. And then he bumps into Samui. He then goes, sits down at his normal training field, while his normal Uchiha training field, where nobody can disturb him. But it turns out he was followed. Samui, who's walking and sees Naruto training, goes down and says, "Naruto-kun, I was just gonna thank you for saving me last time." And while poking her fingers like Hinata, and her whole face turning red, Naruto's like, "What? Why are you red? Do you have a fever? Are you good?" And then he's like, "No, I don't." And then Naruto's like, "Damn, I didn't know so much girls liked me though." I didn't know so much girls like me though. Kurama, is this true that my dad was like this? Yeah, Haru. Yeah, your dad was like this. Why? Someone who's still blushing like she just came back, like she's sick or she's still blushing like a potato, and she looks like a potato right now. Meanwhile, every single comrade of Naruto's right now, all the friends are literally watching, including Samui's squad with Killer B, and the Raikage is asking why they're watching. And Naruto and Samui are just saying hi. And Naruto says it's okay. Samui just kisses Naruto on the cheek and starts blushing even more. And Naruto just turns red and he's like, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. While there's a tiny drip of blood coming out off his nose, Samui's like, are you sure you're okay? Wiping the blood off his nose. So Naruto turns red even more and he's like, yeah, wanna go out sometime? It's like, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, wanna hang out? Yeah. And the Samui's like, sure. While turning red, and everyone is just like, including the Raikage and the Hokage. Yeah, the Hokage does not die in this one. The Hokage just stops and he's like, God damn! I didn't know Naruto was gonna be like this. I didn't know Naruto was gonna be like his father. Like, God damn! And then everyone and all the Kage just find this interesting as Naruto and Samui head to Ichiraku's ramen. The Ichiraku old man is like, so Naruto, who's the girl? Naruto's like, we're just hanging out, old man. While turning red. And Amy, she's just like, are you sure? And he's like, yes, big sis, I'm sure. And then Samui asks, wait, she's your older sister? Yeah, sorta. I just call him Grandpa. He's like, oh, so there's something like your family? Yeah, my family died long ago. I don't know my mom or dad, but I do know my grandma does frequently send me clothes, does frequently send me stuff. Yes, his grandma is Tsunade Senju. Yes, Kushina is the daughter of Tsunade Senju. I ain't gonna make a Minito. I'm just gonna make Naruto related to Tsunade. I just love that. I just love that. Send me frequent clothes, and sometimes she knits. Sometimes she sent me this one scarf. The scarves that I always wear. Sometimes when I'm on missions. Yeah, Naruto changes his style while. Yeah, Naruto wears sort of mask. Yeah, that's the one that my auntie made for me. So, yeah, nice. And then they just have to reach Ichiraku ramen and they head off. They start talking, and this time is by nightfall. They're on the Hokage mountain. I'm not crying. They're on the Hokage mountain. Well, everyone is still wondering what's happening. And Naruto says, okay. And Naruto and Samui are just laughing. And then Naruto points up to a star and says, that's nice. And then after that, this just gets something. And after that, Samui and Naruto just gets really close, and your lips are almost touching. Which anyone will start turning red as a potato when they're touching you. So technically. Samui is right now Samui and Naruto are like just blushing, and if I said this was in the night, it's not. Naruto says, I guess we're supposed to go home, and Samui's like, wanna come over? And it starts raining, and Naruto just pops an umbrella open from a storage scroll and puts it over Samui while he just has Kamui warp every single raindrop. Oh wait. Yeah. And then Samui heads inside and Naruto comes in and says, I guess I can wait down the storm. As Naruto and Samui just blush, seeing that Naruto's at a girl's house And you know dudes when they're at a girl's house, they think it's that fun. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. So, sadly, so everyone is still watching what's happening. And if I say it rained, it didn't. I just mean, yeah, it rained a bit. Sakura saying she hates the rain, while everyone is just still watching under a roof. As Naruto says, bye, and then Naruto, then Sammy leans in and just gives him a kiss on the lip really slightly, and then Naruto turns red, and then Naruto turns red, and he kisses Sammy black back. Yes, I'm making the ship happen. And Naruto then says, I guess he could say bye while he's red as a potato. As everyone is just jaw dropped. As Naruto then Samui just walks inside as her whole entire teammates are looking at her like, hey, so who's the boy? And then after Yuji tells like, who's the dude? And then someone's like, no one. He's no one, he's just a friend. He's like, so you became friends with the Leaf Ninja, huh? I found that kind of suspicious. Naruto who's outside walking like he's in a dream. And as soon as he's like, I should probably go home. As then his nose turns from a normal nose to a rocket booster. And he blasts from Samui's house. Just joking. He just uses Kamui and whips there. While everyone is looking at him, he's like, what? And they're like, so who's the girl? And then Naruto says, none of your business. None of your business so casually that even Sasuke will just feel like he's intimidated. Even Sasuke will feel really angry. And Sasuke's like, Naruto, who's a girl? He's like, Naruto, you're lucky. And he's like, how about you? How about you and Hinata? So how was you and Hinata's date? And Sasuke just shoves, then just covers Naruto's mouth, and he's like, okay, do not tell anyone I'm dating Hinata. Why? Why should I not tell anyone that you're dating Hinata, that you and Hinata are dating? He says it out loud, everyone just stops, and he's like, Hiyashi, who comes to say hi? Says, you're dating my daughter, and then Sasuke's like, that's exactly why. Don't you remember Hiyashi's daughter? Hiyashi really hates uchihas. Don't you remember? He's gonna kill you if you tell him that you were dating his daughter. So I'm dead. So please don't tell him that. As Naruto says, I'm just joking. No, I can tell when you're lying. Naruto Uchiha, your demon brat. Then after Naruto then blares his shouting on, he's like, okay, you arrogant scum. I dare you to say that again, right where I could hear you. As Hiyashi says, don't make me repeat myself, you demon brat. As Naruto says, that's it. Wait, first of all, if I keep mistaking Hiyashi is actually pretty kind this time, but it's actually a Hyuga clan elder who's talking doo-doo. And Hiyashi, who's in the background, this is at Hinata's house, slapping his head and waving and looking around. So is his father, and everyone's like, so is his father, and they're like, this man is good. And they're like, oh my days, this man is gonna get his butt whooped. Yeah, we nearly. Everyone nods. As the dude is like, you think you're better? You think you Uchiha scum are good to be with Hinata? Then Lady Hinata, the next clan head. As Naruto says, disrespect my brother, and I will kill you. And he's like, I'm not disrespecting your brother. He's already weak. But Hinata, this is pure idiocy. You're a failure to the Hyuga clan. As Sasuke's like, what did you say? What did you say about Hinata? I said she was a failure to the Hyuga clan. You heard me. As this man gets the slap of the century. I mean, he gets the OP African mother slap. OP African slap. Just right in the face. Like, just imagine a volcano lava slapping a person. I mean, this man got the slap of the century. And guess who the slap from? Samuel. No one disrespects him or his brother. Yeah, Naruto and Sasuke thinking him or his friend here. So I would gladly say that. As the Hyuga's like, it's you hidden cloud scum. You're probably here to kidnap her again. Every Hyuga, come, let's defend Hinata. As all the Hyuga just look at the man like they're dumbfounded. Then they just walk off. He's like, where do you think you're going? You're supposed to help Hinata. You're supposed to protect the main branch. He was like, boy. And then after they're like, first of all, well, Hyuga just stops and says, boy, we only serve the main branch family, meaning we only serve the clan head. And secondly, we don't take orders from an elder clan head. We don't take orders from an elder clan head council member. That's not allowed. So you can't just boss us around. As Neji just nods and he walks off as well, and he's like, yeah, this is gonna get boring, my dude. And then Neji just asks, want some ramen? Yeah, sure. As everyone just grabs ramen, as everyone just starts eating ramen while this dude is getting burned, Naruto's like, and this dude is insulting Naruto a lot, and then Naruto's like, one question. Hey, is it possible you have the Byakugan, right? I have the Sharingan. But how come your hairline is so bad that he's like, Naruto says, where's your hairline? I probably guess no, not even the Byakugan can find it. Naruto just says, one thing, Mr. Hyuga, where the fuck is your hair? I was told that every person has a Byakugan, right? So how come you didn't use your Byakugan to find your hairline? As this dude is like, what do you mean? He's like, bro, you have no hairline. Like, where is it? Like, even a Byakugan can't even see that, bro. Like, find your... If you have the Naruto says, if you have the Byakugan, can't you not use it to search for stuff? Means you're pervert. And secondly, can't you not use it to look for your hairline? Like, please, look for your hairline. You really need to look for your hairline, right? You really need to. As everyone's sweat just drops. As Kakashi couldn't hold it anymore. He starts laughing. Why? Because the dude looks so stupid. So what do you call it? Feels like he just got slapped with a roast by the clan head twice. And first of all, Naruto wasn't even trying. And secondly, Naruto then says, one more question. Didn't you not say didn't you not say all Hyugas are powerful? And didn't you not say you can't lose a roast battle unless you get tied to, or unless you have to fight me? So you said you could beat me, right? You said you were stronger than us Uchihas. So let's go. And then the dude just goes running. He's like, you think that would affect me? And he says in the set he's trying to get to me. I won't be arrogant. I'm not that stupid. As he tries heading for a front charge and tries to hit Naruto from the back. And Naruto says, how unhonorable for a Hyuga to hit a person from the back. Haven't you not heard about honor? And he's like, we're shinobi, we're not samurai. We're shinobi, we're not samurai. Naruto, we're shinobi. We attacked any single place we want. We attack sneakily and front and back. No mistakes. Naruto then says, first of all, attack a person from the back or front, they will still know. As Naruto turns around, flips this man over, and this man tries hitting him, but he goes right through Naruto. And then Naruto's just like, you were saying you were gonna do something, right? As he then gets hit, and then Naruto then just hits this man really hard, kicks him up, and then says, Mangekyo Sharingan. As he then looks into the dude's eyes, which he's falling down. He's falling down, and he's looking straight in Naruto's eyes. So this man pops up in a dimension where he sees his wife. Yeah, he has a kid. Yeah, his wife and his son go up to him and then flipping start poking him with stuff. Like, they start poking. Like, I mean, this dude is getting poked all around. He's like, ah. Then this man is screaming. He's screaming for his life. This man starts screaming after getting poked not only once but 3 times with sticks. Just joking. It turns into feathers. He starts laughing and he's like, that's a good fight, Naruto. Yeah, that was a good spar. Yeah, thanks. And then everyone was like, wait, you guys are friends? Yeah, we're actually pretty much friends and chill. That was actually a whole entire genjutsu that you guys did not even notice. Sasuke's like, and Sasuke, Hinata, who just, you just see Sasuke snore, and he's like, was the genjutsu over now? He's like, and then Sasuke wakes up and he's like, wait, is the genjutsu over now? And everyone just sweat drops. He just slept through a whole entire fight without no man noticing. Without even noticing there was a fight going on. There was 2 craters in the floor and one that almost hit him. And he didn't notice, and then after he's like, oh gosh. And then Sasuke was like, oh gosh. Damn. Now who made him? Sasuke looks over, seeing a little crater that's right beside him, and he's like, well, that was close. Okay, Sasuke in the real world, he's scared as heck. Like, who the flip would have a crater right in front of him? I'll have a crater broken right in front of him. Everyone's just like, wait, oh shoot, that is sad. This man got a crater right beside him, missing 3 parts of his face, almost killing him. And he just moves away and says, well, I know which place not to sleep. The training grounds. And as he just goes back to lying down like Shikamaru. Then we skip again while everyone is talking and Naruto's chatting with Samu. You know. Meanwhile, an Ambu comes popping out of nowhere and he's like, Naruto Uzuma. The Ambu says, Naruto Uchiha, you're supposed to come back. You're supposed to come to the Kage's office. You're called for a meeting. And then Naruto then looks at the Ambu with an ominous look and starts twisting and starts pointing his head backwards, and everyone is like, wait, did this man just say Naruto Uchiha? Does that mean? And then Naruto slaps his head on the Ambu like, oh damn, I meant Naruto's. Oh shoot! I got mixed up with your names. I got mixed up with Sasuke's last name. I meant Naruto Uchiha. Naruto Sarutobi. You're supposed to be called to the Hokage's office. And then everyone was like, Sarutobi, huh? And then after Konohama was like, Naruto, you're a part of my clan? Konohama asked. And Naruto's like, he's like, first of all, Naruto, are you part of my clan? He's like, yes I am. One question, Naruto. If you're really a part of my clan, then do the summoning. He's like, summoning? As Naruto starts looking around, he's like, oh shoot. It's like, summoning, I don't know the summoning. Is like, you're supposed to know the summoning secret of the Sarutobi. You're Sarutobi, you're supposed to know the secret. Do the summoning. And Naruto's like, Okay. And Naruto then moves his hands and says, "Summoning jutsu." As a medium-sized toad appears, he's like, Naruto, what the flip you? As a big Gamakin appears, who has a shower cap and has a sponge and has soap all over him. And then there's water who splashes everywhere, and he's like, doo doo doo. As Gamakin opens his eyes, and he's like, where the fuck? He's like, where the flip am I? Who the flip summoned me while I was taking my fucking bath? And Naruto's like, hello, Gamakin. As everyone's sweat drops, and Hayashi's like, Naruto, you almost flipping destroyed my house. And then after he's like, oh, hi, Gamakin. Yeah, sure. He's like, you almost flipping destroyed my house. And then Hiyashi looks up and he's like, hi, Gamakin. Yeah, hi, Hiyashi. And then Naruto, and then everyone's like, wait, you have, and then Asuma's sweat drops. Wait, you have the legendary toad summoning? Who the flip taught you that? And he's like, Pervy Sage. Who the flip is Pervy Sage? What's the man's name? And he's like, Pervy Sage. And he's like, that's not a person's name. He's like, he said his name. He said his real name was Jiraiya of the legendary Sani. But I don't know. Everyone just jaw drops, and he's like, yeah, I said, I actually met up with, his name was Jiraiya. His name was Jiraiya the Toad Sage. Yeah, his name was Jiraiya the Toad Sage. I was told that he had information on my grandma, so he had information on one of my, so I was told, since my grandma is one of his teammates, I was told by the Hokage I could go and see him, so for information, but I still haven't found my grandma. As then we skip to the village gates to a woman walking through, and everyone just sweat drops and he's like, Tsunade. A woman at the Hokage's office arrives at the Hokage's office and says, where's my grandson, old man? The Hokage's like, that's no way to greet your sensei, Tsunade. As Tsunade then says, but though I have to see my grandson. Well, the Hyuga compound. Okay, as the woman disappears and pops up and Gamakin poofs away. Naruto doesn't say that she's a teammate of Jiraiya, but then Tsunade pops up there. Yes, Tsunade's coming back early. Tsunade's coming back to the village very early. As she then says, Well, Naruto, how's it been? Well, then she pops up right in front of Sasuke, and she's like, well, Sasuke, Naruto, how's it been? And Sasuke's like, huh? Oh, wait, I'm not Naruto. Oh, he's Naruto. And he's like, my bad. I was just looking for my grandson, Naruto. As all the girls pour their drinks on, it's like, Tsunade of the legendary Sani? Naruto, grandma? And then after the, what do you call it? Asuma's like, where have I heard this before? He's like, Tsunade, legendary grandson of Tsunade? And then it was just jaw drops, and then after everyone looks at Naruto, and Naruto's like, and then after Kakashi's like, now where have I seen this before? And he's like, where have I seen you before? And then Tsunade is like, so it's been a long time, Kakashi. It turns out you've grown up to be a fine person. He's like, and Kakashi was focusing on Tsunade's chest, and he's like, like, yes, long time no see, Tsunade. As Asuma's looking there too. So was guy there like with nosebleeds and what do you call it? Kurenai slaps. And I meant Asuma's not looking at her. I mean Kakashi is like Kakashi who's just sitting down there, who's like, man, I really need to get myself a. He's like, man, I really need to get myself a girlfriend. Like every single one, including my students, are dating people. He's like, as he snorts and then, he's like, yeah. Azuruka, who's like, oh, okay. As then after the Hokage is with her, and she's like, and then Naruto's like, well, Grandma Tsunade, why the heck are you here? And hey, Tauntaun. As Naruto then refers to the little pig, as Suzune is holding her, as the Hokage is there too, is like, well, whatever you guys are doing. As Iruka is right behind the Hokage and says, well, congratulations, Naruto. Congratulations, Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata, Rock Lee, Rock Lee, and Neji, and Shikamaru and Choji. You're probably like, how did Choji get called? Well, Choji was, congratulations on being promoted to Chunin. Congratulations. And he's like, what? And then the Hokage then says, well, first we need to take your sizes, then we can head off. He's like, then Naruto stops and he's like, my size is 1 too. As everyone just explained their sizes, and the Hokage snaps his fingers, says summoning jutsu, as a ton of Chunin vests just pops up, and Naruto's like, damn, I didn't know I was getting promoted this fast, but okay. As everyone just sweat drops even more, like, this man is really confused. This man is really, really confusing. He's like, I don't know we're getting promoted, but that's nice, but okay. As everyone just sweat drops. As Sakura just, her mouth is hanging wide. She's like, and then Ino's like, why the flip did Choji get promoted? He's like, oh, because he actually showed signs of teamwork, and secondly, he was able to make a boulder, so able to make himself bolder and use a extensive amount of chakra. And first of all, he was actually pretty good overall, even though he did mess up a bit. So, yeah, and the reason Neji got promoted is because in the Chunin exams, you just have to show the level of your skills. You don't have to show anything else. That's it. Including the pyramid and the pyramids. As Naruto's withdraw, Naruto's like, yeah. And then Gaara just walks off with his Chunin vest on him. He's like, yeah, bye, bro. He's like, yeah. As Naruto just puts his vest on, and then after Naruto, then Hiruzen sighs and says, then Hiruzen sighs while Naruto's tapping his foot, looking at Hiruzen so anticipating. Is like, well, you told me. The time you were going to tell me that my parents' names, and he's like, his Naruto is just like, you know, I do have the Mangekyo Sharingan, and I could slap it out, and I could genjutsu it out of you. And then the Hokage's like, the Hokage's like, it's a big secret, but no, actually, I have to tell you when you're Jonin. No, I actually have to tell you when you're Jonin, and probably by this time married or dating someone, so I'm telling you, that's what your parents told me, so. As Gamakin finished dressing up and is popped up back in the real world, and he's like, yeah. Sorry about that delay, yeah. So, what did I miss? And this even just sweat drops. Again, as Naruto's putting on a Chunin vest and just walks off. And he's like, sure, okay. A Chunin vest, he has his mask as his usual mask. As then after he then snaps his fingers, and he just changed his entire altogether into the Chunin, into the regular Chunin outfit that Iruka wears. And he's like, I've been waiting to put this on. As everyone's just, and then Naruto's like, Naruto. Oh, that actually looks nice on Naruto. And Naruto's just like, it's pretty nice. As he walks off, and everyone's like, dang. As Naruto has a cloak that has the kanji for yin, and then Sasuke's who has the cloak for yang. And then after, who has Naruto has the cloak for yang, Sasuke has the cloak for yin. No, Sasuke has the cloak for yang, and Naruto has the cloak for yin. Yeah, yin and yang. As everyone's like, damn, they look cool as fuck. As Sasuke just puts on the mask too, and he's like, what? It's fun. But it's actually comfortable and fun. As they just poof. And they just bow to the Hokage and say, thank you very much. And they're just poof. As Kiba's like, As Kiba's mom says, you can try on your new outfit as a Chunin. Kiba does the same thing. We're in a standard Chunin uniform. But this time with the hoodie, like how Shino did in the 4th grade Ninja War. And Akamaru, who has a headband tied to his paw of the Hin leaf symbol. The Hin leaf symbol. And he's like, nice. Hinata, she just has a sword strapped to her back, Chunin vest, Chunin standard outfit, and her headband there. And Naruto just puts it on. He's like, Choji. Choji's dad just gives him something for being able to be promoted Chunin. He gives him the uniform of the Akamichi. That's what Choji has been dying to get for years. So Naruto just walks off. And yes, Naruto's cloak actually has the Uchiha symbol. As he then walks off, and then he starts. Then as soon as he gets off, and he's like, yep. As his grandma's like, nice try. As Tsunade is like, I'm so proud of you, squeezing Naruto so hard, and all the boys are jealous of him. As Tsunade screams so hard, Naruto is like, Grandma Tsunade, I can't breathe. He's like, Grandma Tsunade, I can't breathe. Waiting for the exit. Sorry. Yes, sorry. I just love this. Sorry. Naruto's like, I can't breathe. Please stop squeezing me like that. And she then lets go. And she says, she lets go, and she's like, yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mind it. So Naruto's just chilling, he's just staying. He's getting air back. As Sasuke's like, damn. As he then is like, you do know you can't run away from your own grandma as well. It's like, Sasuke's like, oh gosh, just because me and Naruto's fathers were brothers does not mean that. As he starts, just because my father. Kushina's not the son of Tsunade. Minato is. Yeah, you know how I said the weird thing that happens? The word Gekigenge that happens? Yeah, you know. Let's just call it. It's a way they created to make more Uchihas when the Uchiha clan is almost extinct. So you get it now. As Sasuke is like, shoot. As Sasuke starts running for his life. Yes, Naruto and Sasuke are cousins, and they're like, as he's like, don't forget, I am still your grandma. And he's like, Sasuke gulps, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be running, see ya. As he gets squashed with Naruto, Naruto's like, oh, he can't breathe. I must stop me. As they're both getting squeezed, and she's like, oh. And then Kakashi's just like, damn, I'm so mad. Because everyone's sweat drops, and then Naruto and Sasuke are like, go, and they start breathing heavily. Naruto's like, yeah, we're gonna go home. As they're dizzy, as they start walking off, like nothing just happened. And we skipped 3 days after that. This is when Orochimaru has escaped. And then, by this time, the Hokage has called Naruto and Sasuke in, since they are Chunin now. So they're like, so what's gonna happen? So what's up? As the Jonin senseis are not there, Naruto's like, so we're going on a mission or something. It's like, your squad is going on a mission to patrol the borders. You're gonna be assigned a squad, Naruto. You're gonna be assigned a squad of all the a Jonin, Chunin, and a Genin. As then they come in, and Naruto's confused to see an old man, and he's like, why is an old man here? Oh, I'm the Genin supposed to be assigned this mission, and Naruto's sweat just drops. And Sasuke's sweat just drops. Oh, you must be old man Zorko. You must be old man Zorko. The legendary immortal Genin. The legendary immortal Genin who's lived since the reign of the first, second, and fourth Hokage. Nice! Naruto says nice. That's pretty nice. As then everyone's like, wait, he's the eternal Genin? That dude? No way, that's impossible. That's actually impossible. No way. It can't actually be. He's the immortal Genin, the dude that was said to arrive, that was said to be able to rampage and almost obliterate an army of 1,000, but is still a Genin. That's impossible. I thought he was gonna be more younger. As Naruto's like, Naruto then says, you don't judge a book. He's Naruto then asks Sakura a question. You don't, wait, is it true? You don't, Naruto's like, he sighs and says, Sakura, do you ever judge a book by its cover? And he's like, yes. And he's like, then what happens when the book has a cool cover? It means it's a cool book. Sometimes it means it's a boring book. Naruto says, never judge a book by its cover. Sometimes it might have some information. Sometimes it might. You have to know this as a shinobi. As shinobi, have to appear like we're just regular civilians, and then when we're in battle, we show our full power, making the enemy think that we're civilians, but then after find out we're not. That's what difference us from Sam. As Sakura nods, she's like, why? Then why are we here? Oh, you guys are gonna... No, I'm just gonna give you guys a normal D-rank mission. As Ino just says, why are we getting D-rank mission? Oh yeah, Rock Lee and Tenten get promoted, but Ino and Sakura, they don't, including Shino. For their efforts during the fight. So, and Sakura, she's just the medic. As Naruto's like, one question, Hokage, don't you think this is a bit too short? What do you mean? We were just attacked by the Sound and Sand Village. Isn't this not a bit too dramatic? Like, bit too unsure? Bit too unsure, and it's kind of confusing. So Kage's like, you're right. Then why don't we not travel in the whole entire squad? That would make sense. and then put us under a Jonin captain that's well experienced. As Shikamaru said, we'll go with that idea. But why do we have to always own our own individual squads? Naruto, the Hokage's like, you're gonna be the leader of your squad. The whole entire priority, there's gonna be hundreds of other Chunin and Jonin. All the Jonin are staying in the village. But some of the Chunins are going to be staying outside and patrolling and doing normal watch guard duties. Aruka is also gonna be busy with the academy, and a lot of Jonins are gonna be scouting out and making sure the academy is safe for the kids. As Naruto says, so what does that mean? It means you're gonna have to go out. There's gonna be 400 other Chunins. 400 other Chunins? 400? 400? Okay, you mean 400, bro? And then everyone's like, 400? And you're like, yes, they're gonna be assigned on one whole entire Ambu captain. Ambu. And then Naruto's like, yeah, true. And then the Hokage is like, speaking of which, I was gonna ask Naruto, do you actually want to become inside the Ambu? And Naruto's like, I wish I could, but the Ambu. As Naruto then gets offered, Nanzo then says, how about Naruto? You've joined the Root Ambu. And then Naruto's like, Root Ambu? You meant those dudes who always come out with no... You meant those dudes who never have hairlines, always have no emotions, and they literally always harass people and harass a lot of dudes because they don't have emotions, but they're great at fighting? Nah. Those dudes are too lifeless. Like, they don't even have a job. All they just do is take care of people, killing, assassinations. Being in the Hokage Zambu would be more fun, or just being a regular Ambu agent who's on no side, or just being an Ambu executive in the council. That'll be fun. As everyone just like sighs, and he's like, I'll take the Hokage Zambu. And the Hokage is like, yeah, sure. But you're probably like, wait, Naruto's joined the Hokage Zambu? Why? First of all, he gets to be with the Hokage, and secondly, Danzo can't get his grips on Sasuke and Naruto, and Sasuke does the same, and plus, Kakashi has to be in the Ambu as the Ambu captain again. As the Naruto's like, so who's gonna be the direct leader of this whole entire thing? Well, the vice captain is gonna be Shikamaru, and the leader in general, Naruto just looks in, is gonna be the lead. And then he's like, the leader in general of this whole entire 400 force is not other than... Who the flip chose this? Like, why him? As everyone everyone's like, oh no. Wait, please don't tell me it's God Sensei. As everyone's like, and then the Hokage's like, nope. It's you, Naruto. And then I'm like, can you please put it on to Shikamaru? I become vice captain and that's it. And then everyone's like, Shikamaru's like, bro, I'm your fucking vice captain, and plus you beat me in 10 Shogun games. I have to pass the captain to you. Naruto's like, but I just became a Chunin. But you have to tremendous leadership after you and Sasuke slapped the crap out of Gaara while leading a whole entire half team. So how come you can't handle a 400 unit? And plus Yashida told me to do that because he feels safe under that reason. Well, I passed that. I passed the position to Shikamaru. It's like the position to Shikamaru. I'll just become vice captain. And Shikamaru's like, okay. And then Shikamaru's like, I accept the gratitude, and then they head off. Then the Hokage is like, you have 1 hour. You have 2 hours. Pack your things and meet each other at the gate. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. As they all then pass 2 hours while Naruto is just sitting down, he developed a type of way for them to communicate while they're outside the village. Naruto made a type of seal where he can track down and where Samui is. They meet at this well, and then Naruto calmly is away to the well near the Cloud Village. And the Cloud Village don't really know about this, but Naruto and Samui are just there. Naruto just kisses Samui, and he's like, this is gonna be a boring day. I was almost offered to be a unit of 400 battalion men. That is scary. You do know that, right? And they're like, yeah, true. As then he's like, and then they stay for 2 hours talking while life catching up till Naruto disappears and ends up popping up at the gate. As then Shikamaru says, Naruto, are you sure you don't want to become captain? As there's a 400 amount of shinobi right behind him. As everyone switches drops and he's like, nope. As then he's like, oh god. Well, we have to do patrol, so everyone assigned to your squads do patrol along the borders. And then Shikamaru's like, and then after Naruto, Shikamaru pulls out a place, and then Naruto says, how about we do here? As then he points at the valley of the end of Shikamaru, but won't that be obvious? Shikamaru. And then Naruto then slaps his face and says, Shikamaru. And then Naruto sighs, and then he then looks at Sasuke, and Sasuke's like, he's a friend, and plus we need a place to be camping at. So I guess we can tell him. And then they're like, tell me what? And then Naruto points there, and he's like, fine, we can set a base there. No one would suspect it. The enemy won't really suspect it when they're trying to cross there. And also, first of all, we can easily go there because me and Sasuke could go there. Why? Well, that place at the end, the final valley at that place, that's because there's actually an Uchiha, there's actually a Uchiha secret hideout post of the police, of the Uchiha police were posted there inside our base, where mainly only Uchiha police officers who go to scout out the border. Damn, border patrol. That used to be a border patrol base. As Naruto then says, yeah, that's base of operations. The reason why the Hokage assigned 400 shinobi is because, first of all, there was an attack, and the Hokage really desperately wants to kill Orochimaru. And secondly, there was another attack. It will be desperate. And thirdly, he does not want another attack. So yeah, they do their defenses. Naruto and his squad with Shikamaru are both heading east until they stumble upon a band of rock and stone ninja. Until they're walking and they see they sense a ginormous largest amount of chakra heading towards them. They sense large amount of chakra heading towards them. About 1,000 of them. These are high-ranking jonins of sorts, and they're heading pretty darn fast, like they're speeding. Naruto asks us, he nodded to see. I meant Neji. Neji sees that they're actually stone ninja right on the right and on the left, heading towards them. And they're like, the stone village. They're probably trying to attack us. As then Naruto then says, I'm gonna send an information bird. It's better one of us goes. And then Naruto summons Gamakichi and says, Gamakichi, I need your help. And then they're like, what do you mean? As Naruto then gives him a scroll. Go and give this to the Hokage. Tell him it's urgent. We're under attack by the stone. As the Gamakichi goes to the pulls away, as Naruto prepares and starts doing hand signs to prepare shadow clones, and he makes them teleport to the largest amount of perimeter to stop them from going, and puts up a barrier. and puts up a barrier and traps all the stone ninja outside, all the stone ninja inside the barrier. And everyone who's inside the barrier like, what the flip is happening? Meanwhile, a poof happens on the Hokage's desk. While they're in a council meeting, out of nowhere, a poof. As then after the toad just comes up and starts saying, Lord Hokage. As Toad starts coming up, it says, Lord Hokage, Lord Hokage. There's a message from Naruto Uzumaki. It's pretty urgent. He says something SOS signal 347. And then they're like, huh? As Gamakichi then spits out shows the Hokage the scroll on his back, and the Hokage grabs the scroll and opens it and it says Lord Hokage. It says Lord Hokage. If you're hearing Lord Hokage, this is an urgent message. There are 10,000 stone ninja heading towards the Leaf Village, planning to attack. I've set up a barrier to hold them up for long. We need reinforcements, and Shikamaru has now sent the signal for everyone to come, but there's not enough. As everyone in the council room, I'm like, wait, what? As everyone in the council room just sit up, cheer up, and are pretty creeped out. The Hokage then orders all the civilians to be counseled. I want every single joining out there. You got that? Including the Anbu. As an Anbu agent nods and goes off to do the Hokage's order. As the whole entire Leaf Village is put on stage 10 lockdown under attack base plan for a siege. As then out of nowhere, all the shinobi were called already arriving. Most of them, a lot of squads are arriving. All the shinobi finally arrive. As Naruto can't hold it anymore, a stone ninja break the barrier and start heading off. And then there's clashes. And then Naruto says, if you hear an explosion, that's probably me in the know, as the signal. And then everyone just stands at the wall and sees a ginormous explosion. He's like, if you see a ginormous explosion, that'll probably determine how close they are. They see red smoke indicating, bro, they're close. As explosions are heard going off, as then you see an arrow, you see a blue and orange arrow get launched into the air, and then another explosion happens. And they're like, damn, that's a big fight right there. As explosions are ringing upon, dozens and dozens of explosions, and then you see black flames. You just keep seeing explosions. Everyone is like, wait, this is a large scale of ninjas. As Naruto Naruto then teleports some of the remaining units of 400 back to the Leaf, and they're like, and Naruto and the unit are probably tired out, and most of them are probably wounded, and zero casualties because Shikamaru was quick to get them out. And secondly, Naruto stayed behind a bit, but then later came. As then after he then says, medical ninja, if you're a medical ninja, come to me. As all of them come running, and then Naruto then opens a warping portal and says everyone to go inside. As the Hokage goes inside with Naruto to see what's happening, as you see a base of operations inside. Naruto then says that when Naruto said he had an idea, he made an idea for Shikamaru, that he set up base operations inside his mind world storage room. As then they're all wondering, what do you mean? As they said, look inside, the Hokage looks to see a base of operations, hospitals, and a ton of dudes rushing, giving out orders. And they're like, wait, huh? And then Naruto's like, well, Naruto then explains and says, this is base of operations. Since there is a ginormous battle going on, we gotta make it somewhere the enemy can't reach, and there's only one gateway, through my eye. It's a jutsu I call Kamui. it only allows me to use it. As everyone just sees Wounded Ninja all about medical ninja trying, and Shikamaru then giving orders of like all units. He's like all squads divert, move, get out of there. And then another shinobi just says, "Sir, but we're surrounded. Through age bushes we go. We're surrounded by every single man there." It's like squad 10. Then Shikamaru says, "Unit 10, go. Unit 10, go retrieve half of some shinobi and go out." And then they're like, "Yes, sir." As an explosion rings up, and he's like, "Damn it, we're outnumbered." And then the Hokage is like, "What is happening? What is happening? We've not lost any casualties yet, but we have a lot of wounded. And secondly, all our units are struggling out there. And thirdly, we need help." And then the Hokage is like, "Wait, you can teleport anywhere, Naruto. Teleport 10, and you said there was 10,000. How about we double that? Teleport at least a few of our men there." "Why? But that's gonna be suicide." And they're like, "The village is gonna be overrun." Yes, even true. Some tuning of the Hyuga clan spotted 10,000 more shinobis coming from each side of the village. Meaning there are a total of 40,000 shinobis heading here to destroy the leaf. So everyone's sweat drops as they don't have a situation on their hands again, and secondly, they don't want to fight. So then after Tsunade is like, "Then I'm gonna take over. You guys leave. Who's the head medic?" As Sakura's right behind her, and they're like, "I'm taking over as the head medic. I want every single medic at the hospital to come here, bring equipment." And then Naruto's like, "But what about the civilians?" As the Hokage is like, "The civilians? Yeah, what about them?" And then Shikamaru's like, "I have an idea. How many portals can you open?" "I don't know, as long as I can open portals in many strategic points of the Land of Fire, but the whole entire Land of Fire is overrun." As then Naruto's like, "We have to get the citizens somewhere." And he's like, "Oh damn." Shikamaru says, "Oh damn, the whole entire Land of Fire is run down." And Naruto says, he's like, "I might have a plan. But the Hokage, please don't be mad at me." As then he's like, "But we might need to send word to the Raikage. Don't you remember Samui?" It's like, I have a teleportation mark at the exact location anytime I teleport to meet her. Meaning, and also the location is full of fruits, water, flowers, and basic things we need to survive, so we can go there. It's a really secret place that I don't allow anybody, but since the leaf is in danger, fine, I'll allow it. The academy students can go there, and you can resume the academy. And secondly, but how do we evacuate everyone without knowing? I have an idea." Nurse is like, "I have an idea for the academy students." As he has a dark little chuckle. As Naruto says, "Well, you see, fine. One question, but I need to get in contact." "How do you mean contact?" As then Naruto then says, "B." Naruto then says, then out of nowhere, Naruto's eyes turn red with slits, and he's like, "Well, I can do that." And then everyone's confused. What the flip just happened? Naruto's like, Kurama says, "First of all, I'm not Naruto. I'm inside of him, so I can help with that, Lord Hokage." And he's like, "What do you want, Nine-Tailed Fox?" Well, you see, I can actually contact the Raikage easily. But how? I can contact his brother B. How can you contact him? All I just need is a Yamanaka. All I need is someone within the Yamanaka clan. Yeah, you, girl. You know Yamanaka. Can you please link? And they're like, but I'm bad at this. And Naruto then says, "Believe in yourself." As then everyone jumps to see Naruto right behind them. I'm like, wait. Huh? That's a shadow clone. As Kurama poofs and goes into his normal self, a ginormous fox, and he's like, there's a way. You have to put your, there's a way. Put your hand on my head and I'll do the rest. As Ino does that, as she then sees the Eight Tails, as the Eight Tails is like, huh, what the flip is this? As Kurama says, Eight Tails, I need your help. As then Eight Tails calls Killer B, as Naruto and Killer B and Yujito there are like in a Zoom call, just, hey dude, you need to talk to Raikage. So B goes to A and says, dude, you got a call from the Nine Tails. And they're like, how do I got a Zoom call from the Nine Tails? Yeah. How do I got a Zoom call from the Nine Tails? As Naruto, as the third Hokage starts talking, telling the fourth Raikage what the flip is happening, and the Raikage is like, wait, that stone idiot, he just broke our treaty. Broke what treaty? He just broke our treaty. He just broke our treaty. We made an alliance with the stone to tell them that we only have a few. Since one of our shinobis were dating your shinobi, it was kind of like a peace offering to us in the cloud. It's like a peace offering to the council. Attack that, and then that's it. That's war. That's disrespecting the sole reason. So he called an alliance. So we made an alliance that no attacking the leaf, and he just broke it. So now we're technically gonna be involved in your battle. Where are you? Naruto can teleport, right? Can he teleport to the land of stone and what that? Let me there. And Naruto's sweat drops and he's like, I can't warp that much shinobis. And then Naruto then says, okay, get everyone into a single file. As then after him and Kurama starts doing hand signs, as Naruto's whole entire body starts having Nine Tails chakra in it, as Naruto makes a ginormous portal, as his eyes start bleeding, and he's like, okay, get everyone in the village. I can only hold this for 2 hours long. As then Samia appears, and she's like, Naruto, what the are you doing? As she sees the amount of villagers running through, as he's like, what about the academy students? He then makes a portal, absorbing the whole entire academy, and including the students, and pops them up right in the exact meeting spot. And his eyes even bleed even more. He starts coughing up blood, as he then does every single person by warping them right exactly to the exact spot. So then Naruto's like, I'm depleted. As the Naruto's chakra just repletes his chakra, and then Naruto then says, Sasuke, one last volley. As Naruto and Sasuke say, we'll be up here. We'll be up here as assistants for artillery. And they're like, artillery? Naruto says multi-shadow clone jutsu. As then a ton of arrows are pointed. Susanoo activated. Then Naruto says, fire. And at this point, Kisame and Itachi are trying to enter the leaf. But they enter. Oh shoot, yeah, Kisame, Itachi says, we might need to leave. As then Itachi, who this time Sasuke does not want to kill him. Sasuke knew that Itachi had to do it. So there's a volley of arrows going, and everyone in the council is surprised as all the deadly weapons that are getting thrown. As Naruto then says, Kurama, do it now. As Kurama then says, okay, he pours in more chakra into Naruto's eternal Mangekyo. And I'm gonna only allow this to happen once. Once in a lifetime. Only once. And then Naruto goes on to the siege trying to activate the power again. But he couldn't. Once. Naruto's Susanoo evolves into a ginormous one. Since he sees the need to protect everyone and he's trying to defend it, the village, he starts turning into ultimate Susanoo mode. As everyone drops a cup of tea and they're like, I'm not gonna ask what's happening, I'm just gonna chill. Naruto's eyes meanwhile are almost turning to the running on, but stop. As then Naruto, out of anger and rage that a stone ninja almost tried to kill the Hokage, starts wiping out every single one of them. He pulls a ginormous arrow, which in He pulls a ginormous arrow and makes his Susanoo go into 4 different ways and shoots it, blasting and obliterating anything that it hit or was in his path. As every single council member just sees an arrow dash so fast that you can't see it first, and then when it hits, a ginormous explosion. As everyone just sees Naruto drop to the ground, unconscious. And he's like, and then after a stone ninja who made it to the wall trying to kill Naruto, because he thinks Naruto is a threat, Naruto says Amaterasu. As he burns this man, Sasuke says Amaterasu. As this man gets burned, as the amount of skills that happened got Naruto to the hospital. But this time, the hidden cloud are helping, and Samui is pretty scared right now. As a few days later, Naruto wakes up and he's like, oh, what the flip happened? And then Sasuke is like, you overexert yourself. You unlocked a new form of the Susanoo. Wait, I did? Then I gotta go and unlock it again. As Naruto jumps again. As he gets pushed to the bed by Samui, he needs a rest. He gets pushed to the bed and then he's trying to get up and then Samui goes on top of him and is like, I am not letting you go until you rest. You do know that, right? Samui says. And Naruto's like, okay. Okay, so he just lies down there all day. He just lies down there. And then he gets discharged from the hospital and he goes to the training ground immediately. But then gets called to the Hokage's office. And he's like, Lord Hokage, what is it now? And then Naruto's like, well, you're not going to get promoted to a Jonin, because that's way too far. And plus, I don't want to tell you the secret until you're 18, so Naruto's like, damn it. As then after he's like, but I'm going to promote you to a person in the Anbu. So is Sasuke. Sasuke's like, so I'm going to promote you to an Anbu? As then they get handed Anbu uniforms and they're custom made. As Naruto still gets to allow to wear his cloak. He still gets to allow to wear his cloak. But this time, the Hokage reports and tells them, I guess the whole entire thing has got you guys the nickname. What? First of all, Sasuke was called the Sasuke Uchiha of the Black Flames, and Naruto Uzumaki of the White. So you were mainly called Naruto Uzumaki. So you're mainly called the Yin and Yang brothers. Naruto's like the Yin and the Yang. And I think your names are gonna be known far and wide, and everyone wants to kill you for what you did. Obliterating that much of an army is pretty deadly. It's pretty deadly. And secondly, you're not a Jonin, but please. And secondly, I'm not trying to be selfish here because I did not want to agree to this, but Konohamaru told me that he wanted you to be his sensei. So, and by the way, since you guys are now far wide, you're technically famous. But Naruto, I can't say too much about that because now people hate you. Yes, Naruto is gonna be known as a bit of a hero, who massacred a whole entire army, half of it, and then it was massacred. Yes. This is when Naruto enters Naruto Shippuden. I might have made him too OP, but as I said, he won't be able to unlock that mode again until he reaches Shippuden, around the Pain arc. So, Naruto says, okay, then he walks off. As he then goes back, and then he's like, by the way, there's a new thing that Tsunade recommended. A training class for all the Konoha where they pretend they're in a squad, and almost every single Chunin participates. You guys attack them, but you don't use jutsus. And their squad has to defeat you while you handle them leader. It's like, what if a war were to happen? They learn codes, they learn how to heal, and also they can choose if they want to join the Ambu faction. And Naruto's like, isn't that not dangerous? He's like, a bit, but if they choose to join the Ambu faction, it'll be completely different. They get assigned to a high level Ambu captain. And Naruto says, okay. As him and Sasuke just go to the academy and all that. As they get assigned to the team to watch over Shikamaru, they get assigned to teams, and then everyone, when they see Naruto and Sasuke, they're like, no way, it's actually the Yin and Yang brothers. They're actually cool. And they're like, every kid's like jumping up and down trying to get Naruto's autograph. And Aruka's like, you want? And Aruka then says, you want to know one thing? And Aruka then says one thing to the class. Class, you want to know one thing? Guess who was their teacher? And then they're like, I don't know, someone good or cool. Like, I was their teacher. I trained them so grummously. Now they're polished to the end. As all the kids are like, yeah. And Naruto's sweat just drops, and he's like, and then Naruto and Sasuke just look back at Aruka, and they're like, boy, if you don't run, you're gonna die. And then Naruto starts chasing this man, and he's like, oh, yes. Because Naruto starts running. And that will conclude the end of the video. I'll probably have a long time uploading this. I'll probably be starting new ones, like what if Naruto was an Otsutsuki? Yeah, I'll be starting new what if Naruto was an Otsutsuki very soon, so. Peace!